There it is. Great evening. I am the dynamic daring, one of a kind Diva Denise Silas. Welcome to Let's Talk About It Tuesday. If you have not yet, put in the chat where you are tuning in from, even if you have been on here before. If it's your first time, let us know that. If you are a repeat offender, let us know that as well. So we welcome you on. Before we get started with our amazing guests, I'm going to share with you just a little bit about what Empowered by DS is. We always love. Welcome from Georgia, Georgia in the house. So welcome. We're glad to have you. I'm here all the way in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Tell people this is where I reside. This is not where I'm from, but this is where the Lord has me on today. So we are going to share with you, well, I'm going to share with you just who we are. And I'm glad that you are here. We do this pretty much every Tuesday with a different topic. So now that you have tuned in this time, you will get our weekly text just giving you heads up of what we're talking about. Feel free to join. Feel free to share. Thank you for coming back, Miss Patricia. And there may be topics, and you may get a text, and that's not a topic that you need, but it may be something for somebody else. So share it with them. But I promise you, just hang on. I promise you, I'm going to hit something that hits home to you. North Carolina in the house. Yay, look at y'all. So, as I mentioned, I am the dynamic daring, one of a kind Diva Denise Silas. Those are my two amazing daughters you see on the screen with me. The three of us make up Empowered by DS. We are, our whole mission and our whole purpose is for us to empower women to be the best version of themselves in the current season of their life. And we do that through experiences. So quarterly, we host with our empowerment breakfasts, or empowerment workshops, which the whole purpose of them is for your professional, your personal development, helping you to identify your gifts, your talents, shine brightly in those gifts, and then move you out your comfort zone using those gifts. Also, we do what's called Diva Dinner and Dialogue. That's more of your social atmosphere, social self-care. And with that, we use dialogue to help women build community and connection through through conversation. So we host that, and that's pretty much a monthly basis. Of course, this is a weekly basis event that we have. Once a year, we do our Escape to Empower Me retreat. This past year, we did a day away excursion. One of our goals is to do a wellness cruise, and that's supposed to happen on in 2027. The next year, we'll have a retreat as well. So, and then this month, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. Once a year, we host our Feel the Healing, Your Hottest Heal, and I'll give you some additional in a couple of screens. These are some of the other events that we host. Our whole purpose is to help a woman to build around her faith, her family, and her relationships, her fitness and her wellness, her finance and her career, and her fun. So we host every year a different devotional that we do. This year, we're doing the 21 Most Powerful Minutes of a Leader's Day, which is all about leadership. I have an empowerment subscription box that I'll tell you about in a minute, and that's for a woman to get something right in her hands, to be personal for her, is to keep her focused on the desires of her heart. Once a year, we do a Focus 10 challenge, which is around your wellness. We have an online Facebook community called the Side Tribe. Please connect with us there. And then annually, we do a adopt a grandparent. That's the way we get back. So I partner with people in my community or all across the country, really, to be able to bless 400 seniors that are in low income in northern Mississippi. And then finally, I do public speaking with group training and one-on-one coaching as well. Check us out. The number that you'll get communication from me is the 662 number. You can text back to that number to get whenever any topics to get more information. We do have a cruise that is going out. It's not our wellness cruise, it's just kind of family and fun cruise next year to Jamaica. So if you are looking for some amazing fun people to travel with, check out the information. It may be something that you want to join us by yourself or with some of your family and friends. What's coming up, especially for our local people, what's coming up? Our next Diva Dinner and Dialogue is on October 3rd, being sponsored by Tanger Outlet Mall. So I would love for you to be there. Our next empowerment workshop to help us get finished strong for the rest of 2020. What year is this, y'all? 2025, to be able to wrap up what we said we were going to do and make sure that we're on track. We're also going to have on November 7th our pop-up shop. If you are a vendor or know of anybody locally that wants to get in front of some people right before the holidays, we invite you to have them connect with me. And then at the end of the year, we always do a vision and victory party. We start out the beginning of our year doing a vision board party. And then at the end, we want to celebrate victory. So I'm not that girl who's going to host this amazing party, have you just imagining things and then leave you out there with no focus on it. So we try to bring it full circle at the end of the year. So those are some of our things that are coming up. For you are local, look for, we're going to do a quarter pass, a pass for the quarter. Instead of you have to register every single month for these last events, you'll be able to do a pass and that be at a special rate as well. Now, September, I don't know how many of you know, put in the chat, how many of you knew that September was Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month? Put it in the chat, let me know if you knew that. This month, my whole mission, you guys, my passion is to have ovarian cancer be as known, be as focused on as breast cancer. My sister passed away in 2011 to ovarian cancer. It's one of those silent cancers. And I hosted an event. This will be my 15th year of doing it in her memory. So you can donate, even if you're not local to us, you can donate to the cause, join the fight. And then you can also, if you're local to us, join the fight and attend our bingo night on September 23rd that we're going to host. So if you want to know a little bit more how you can support, just text back the word teal. No quotes, no stars, no nothing. The word teal. That you'll be amazed. Number of people who be trying to make the teal look cute or any of the words look cute. Just send back the word, y'all. And all the information will come directly to your phone. So I would hope that you would support us. We've raised over $10,000 in her memory, and we want to continue to build this year. Our subscription box, we're going to be doing our sixth one. Every box has a theme. The theme for this box is get up, go hard, and let God, and then repeat. Let God do what? Take over and take control. So if you are interested in that, our boxes always have a t-shirt, a drinkware, a customized journal that journals for the purpose of a woman to stay focused on things that's important to her, and helps you track that for the quarter. And then it has some other fun goodies in it as well. So you can do a one-time box, which works as a great gift, or you can do a subscription where every quarter you get the next one. And if you are on here and you love the box and you are part of one of my subscribers, please put it in the chat so people know that the box is real and people do enjoy it. So some of our themes that we've had, we started off, it's called Empower Me is the name of the box. We have Bettering Your Best, Self-Care Isn't Selfish, Focus and Fabulous. And then our one right before this one that the quarter we're in currently is Protect Your Peace. And then the Get Up, Go Hard, and Let God is the one that's coming out. That will be mailed out at the end of this month. So we do it until we sell out into the quarter. But you want to get it at the beginning of the quarter because it's a 12-week and you can just stay on track with your quarters, but you don't have to. It's just any 12 weeks that you choose. This next week, we have in a panel. I will send out probably a previous panel because everything is not lining up for next week. And then I have we have revival at church. So I've been going back and forth. So I think I was just going to share it. So we won't have a talk about it Tuesday, but I'm going to send out the link to our panel from last year, which has some great information in it as well. And then on the 23rd, we won't have it because of our in-person event. But on the 30th, I encourage you to come back. Katrina Kimball is a wellness advocate for women, and she does a lot with Alzheimer's and just brain health. So there's a lot of things that we need to know, even though we may not be experiencing. You may be a caregiver, but it's things that you want to know in order for you to put yourself in a better position long term. So join us back on the 30th, but you will get some communication from me. I promise you. You would do it. If you are local, we are looking for vendors for our November 7th event. Just send a text back as well. I do it's not a gazillion vendors. I only do one vendor of each industry or item. So, and then we're going to have a couple workshops during it as well. So that's going to be our November 7th Diva Dinner and Dialogue as well. So stay tuned for that. Connect with us. Check out our website, Empowered by DS website, and see all the different things that are available to you. Connect with us on all the platforms to keep up with us. If you have any questions, or if you even have any ideas of people that you would love for me to be on for topics for the Let's Talk About It Tuesday, just send me a email address, empoweredbyds.com. I'm sorry, empoweredbyds@gmail.com. You can just send it directly to that as well. Join our Facebook group, the Decide Tribe. We would love to have you in our community. And we would love to be able to just connect with you, celebrate you. It's all about celebration. If you see something good that was powerful for you, share it in the group, because this will be, I'm sure, it would impact somebody as well. So I'm excited. I had to get that all out real quickly. So hopefully you know a little bit more about us. But I am excited to introduce you guys to Miss Idra on tonight. Let me grab her bio. So we can see. I get you all on the screen, as I call it, bring it to stage. Do I need to make you co-host?
No, I think we're fine.
Okay. So let's see, bring you to stage. We just do a conversation for everyone. I'll join you. Awesome. Oh, that's pretty top. Okay, so let me get you back up here. All right. Idra Green, founder of Loves Nature. Idra Green is a wife, mom of 3, and proud, is it Yaya?
Mm-hmm.
Yaya to one sweet grandbaby. Her life's journey has always centered on serving others. A graduate of Winston-Salem State University, Idra earned her undergraduate degree in music, business merchandising, and management with a concentration in vocal performance. She went on to pursue a master's in music from the University of Arkansas, where she also served as a professor of voice. Wow. You be thinking you know people, and you really don't. Like, wow. Though her professional career blossomed in music and makeup, Idra's true foundation began in science. She's originally pursued a pre-medical track with the intention of becoming an orthodontist, but after 3 years discovered that wasn't her calling. Still, her passion for science never left her. When faced with personal health challenges that traditional medicine could not resolve, Idra turned to research, studying medical journals, exploring alternative approaches, and immersing herself in the field of herbal medicine. That discovery was life-changing. Not only did it restore her own wellness, but it also ignited a new calling to help others heal naturally. Idra became both an herbalist and a master herbalist, and out of her passion, Love Natures was born. Love Natures is more than a business. It is Idra's heart work. She believes that God, our creator, loves us so deeply that he placed everything we need to heal and thrive within nature itself. Today, Idra is continuing her education at Virginia University of Integrative Medicine, where she is on track to become a doctor of acupuncture and herbal medicine. Through Love's Nature, Idra combines science, faith, and the healing power of plants to help individuals walk in wholeness, balance, and vitality, just as nature intended. Well, welcome, Idra.
Thank you. Thank you.
I am so glad to have you on. So first, let's just kind of jump in. So my first question to you is, and you touched on it a little bit, of how you got started in this. So tell us a little bit more about what that journey looked like when you got started.
Sure. Well, first, Denise, I want to say thank you so much for welcoming me to your community. I'm so honored to have an opportunity to talk about an area that's really, really near and dear to my heart, as my mother also was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in 2011.
Wow.
So we have something in common. Okay. But I'm so grateful that I have an opportunity to talk about a topic that's so near and dear to my heart. What I will say is my journey into herbalism or herbal medicine was a oops. Okay. I just kind of stumbled into it one day. And I don't know about you. I don't know the women that are on this call today, but I know that there might be a time in some of your life where you get a little frustrated with the process. And I was a very sick kid and had a lot of health challenges from a baby and on. And so I was always medicated for years, years, years. And so after 30 some odd years of medication, and just being frustrated with the process and having additional health issues piled on, piled on, piled on. And you know how the medicine cabinet starts to grow.
Yeah.
Okay. The medicine cabinet was growing and I was growing frustrated. In my 30s, found myself very, very feeling stuck in my health journey and just kind of popping pills and sleeping. It just wasn't the quality of life I had dreamt of. And my career prior to, as you read, was very much surrounded in music. So I was traveling and I was traveling across the globe performing and singing as all over the country and in other countries, but my life kind of hit a standstill during that season of my life, and I just knew that there had to be more to this, and there had to be some answers outside of take another pill, take another pill, take another pill, take a anybody relate? You know,
Yeah.
can anybody relate? And if you can relate, just put it in the chat because I know you guys are have your screens off and that's totally fine. I know you're probably in your PJs, but you're listening. So just talk back to us in the chat so I know that you're here with us, okay? And so I just really wanted to feel better. And that journey led me to discovering this whole nother side of medicine, alternative medicine. And that journey it just kind of opened the door and opened my eyes. And I had gotten so sick that I couldn't even walk outside for 10, 15 minutes without possibly passing out. I mean, it was just out of control. And just those first formulations that I made after much studying and researching and those types of things, those first formulas began to give me my life back. And I didn't even know it was happening. It was just, I figured it out on a beach trip. That's really how it happened for me when I didn't pass out from being on the beach for 4 hours, you guys. And so just taking a trip with my spouse helped me to understand that something was working. And that really opened the door. And so, you know how you tell a girlfriend? We always tell a girlfriend, all of us, you know, I see mostly women in the rooms. We always tell our girlfriends, girl, you never believe, right? And that you never believe conversation turned into a girlfriend saying, well, do you have something for? I said, I don't have anything for nothing. Okay. Because I was just working on me, you know, I was just working on me and getting my body in shape. And so after that conversation with her and a conversation with another girlfriend, I kept being asked, and I said, okay, maybe I should get a licensure, or get a certificate, or get a something. I didn't even know where to start. And so anyway, long story short, that's what led me to school. That's what led me to the first herbalist licensure and then the master herbalist licensure. And after learning more and discovering, diving deeper into the world of alternative medicine, I started to see the lives of my friends changing. And my friends kind of pushed me into business. So this was never my intention. It was never my intention to start Loves Nature, but I always said, you know, the scripture that says the herbs are for the healings of nations. And that scripture continued to ring for me. And I knew that there were nations of people that need answers. And I wanted to help give someone that answer. And I'm not God, so I can't cure anybody. That's God's job, right? But I can use what's in nature and started to explore things in nature that led to wellness and overall healing in people's bodies. And so I just say we see what the body wants to do. We just support it through the things we have access to. And so that's how my journey began. And it's been over 10 years now that I've been doing this work.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. I love how you took we always tell women to pay attention to their bodies. We always tell people to be an advocate for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how you took it further And I'm sure to get to the point where you are now, it wasn't convenient. You had to figure, you know, it didn't just like one day you just like, oh, voila, I got it, right? But you were willing. And sometimes I think we give up too fast, or we would do it if it's convenient. So I applaud you on staying focused on you and being willing to definitely stay the task to get your personal healing. So, let's talk, have a little bit of a conversation around the ovarian cancer. We'll come back to some other stuff regarding it. So, I know we're, you know, it always amazes me when I have a conversation with someone who has any experience with ovarian cancer, because I don't tend to see many people. You always hear a lot about, and you guys hear my heart. I'm not trying to slam breast cancer. Somebody just did a good job, right? They did a good job. They got it out there. Now it's a big market. Like, somebody did a good job. I want to be the girl who did a good job. So one day, ovarian cancer becomes as known, or um, has much attention, has much funding, so that we can find a cure. So when we had that conversation, you told me about your mom. So tell me about this. Um, if you remember, first of all, how your mom even discovered that she had, if you are willing to share that process. And then what, you know, I know we've had some great conversation. You said, I'm not trying to cure, I do stuff alongside. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Sure. So it was honestly a fluke situation, and you know, ovarian cancer is not one of the common ones, as you mentioned. We know breast cancer to be known as one of the silent killers for women, okay, outside of domestic violence. And so we have a lot of attention in those areas. It's only about 20,000 women, give or take, that are diagnosed every year with ovarian cancer. So it's not one that's typically caught early.
Right.
For my mother, in her case, it was caught from a ruptured ovary. It was an emergency surgery. And I just happened to be on the phone with her, and she had just gotten my father home from a surgery and she was in pain. And I pushed and pushed and pushed for about 12 hours to get her to go to the hospital. And so when she finally decided to go, they took her immediately into surgery. And in surgery, they found the ruptured ovary that was not even supposed to be there, because she had had a hysterectomy and thought she had a total hysterectomy, and they had left an ovary. And that ovary, through biopsy, they discovered the cancer. And so it was a fluke situation for my mom. And the blessing in it is that it was early detected for her. But the ovary just happened, you know, God just does things sometimes, you know, and that was just God just doing a thing. And so that's how it was discovered for her. And so I always say, pay attention to your body. And when your body throws you a signal, listen, okay? And our body, and you'll hear me talk about this, I'll probably say this again. I just think about your body as a machine. And when you consider your body as a machine, typically with a machine like your car, we all know that machine, we get little signals on our dashboard that says, hey, check oil soon, right? And so our body throws us those kinds of codes. What happens is, as we get more mature in age, we stop paying attention to the codes. Okay, and we go, oh, I just have a little ache. Oh, my back hurts a little bit. What if your back is hurting and that's a kidney? Okay, you know, those type of things. And so you can't throw things off. But paying attention to your body is super important. And so that was how it was detected for my mom. It really was a fluke situation for her. But you know, it's typically something we get signals and signs that let us know that there's some type of discomfort or dis-ease. That's what I call diseases. They're just dis-eases in the body. Some form of dis-ease that gives you a signal that there's something that we need to give a little attention to.
Wow. Am I echoing? Oh, okay. Yes, it seemed like everybody I have talked to, it has been, they thought they were going for something else and it was discovered. I know for my sister, she was being treated for reflux, and got uncomfortable, had to have a surgery, and then they discovered that she had ovarian cancer. So pay attention to your bodies, and like Idra said, we just play things off. We just keep going. We play things small, but any continuous pain, you want to go ask and keep asking. And for something like ovarian cancer, you have to ask for that. Like it's not a there's no screening for it. It's not something they automatically check for. So you definitely want to do that. So tell me, we talked about your thoughts on just some things we can do through herbal medicine when either preparing or after, while going through treatments, or tell us a little bit about your thoughts on that and your experience. Because, with your mom, I'm sure you have some experience, and other people I think you have experience with too.
Sure, yes. Well, first I want to talk a little bit from my perspective. A lot of people, when you hear herbalist, no one's quite clear on what that means. So I want to talk to all of you from my perspective, which is more of an Eastern medicine lens. So when we're thinking about holistic practices, we're talking mainly about Eastern medicine. So from my lens, ovarian cancer is seen in the Western world more like an uncontrolled growth of abnormal cells. But in my lens, it's an imbalance in the body's vital energy. And so my lens would be rooted more in traditional Chinese medicine, which we call the qi. Okay, so you'll hear me say qi, you'll hear me say stagnation, you'll hear me say dampness. I'm going to tell you what these terms mean so that y'all can stay with me. Okay. So when you hear me say chi, I'm referring literally to the body's vitality or energy or life source, which is the flow that keeps everything in balance. When you hear me say stagnation, in holistic or Eastern medicine, stagnation simply means the body's natural flow of energy, the blood, okay, or fluids that have gotten stuck or blocked or have slowed down. So, for instance, think of a river. And when you think of a river, when water runs freely, it's clear and it's healthy. But if there's something blocking the river, the water becomes stagnant, murky, or unhealthy, and that happens in the body. So when chi or energy or blood doesn't flow well, okay, it creates areas of buildup, tension, and sometimes pain or illness. So in the body, stagnation can look like bloating, it can look like fullness, it can look like chronic pain, it can look like emotional stuckness, holding on to anger, grief, stress. It can look like physical lumps, masses, and growths like cysts, tumors, fibroids. It can look like fatigue, sluggish digestion, lack of vitality. So when I'm talking about stagnation, it shows up in different ways. When we're talking about ovarian cancer in Eastern medicine, then ovarian cancer is seen as a pattern of the chi and the blood stagnation combined with toxins or dampness. So when you hear me say dampness, I'm talking about the toxins in the body. So basically, the energy and the circulation has slowed down so much that unhealthy cells can form, gather, and multiply. So when chi is stagnant, the blood flow is impaired, and toxins are dampened, or dampness accumulates in the reproductive system, and it becomes more vulnerable. So in my view, ovarian cancer is not just a physical illness, but it's also a body signal of deeper imbalances. Those imbalances can come from emotional, energetic, or lifestyle related conditions that need to be addressed. So when you're thinking about Western medicine, which is what we hear, what we have when we go to our doctors, okay, that's traditional Western medicine. You see the ovarian cancer as an uncontrolled cell growth in the ovaries, often detected late because, as Denise said, there's not a lot of early detection. In holistic Eastern medicine, though, we view it as not as much harmony. Okay, so I wanted to kind of explain those terminologies before I even get into it. My view of cancer is that it's not your enemy, but it is a messenger. Okay, it relates or reflects the terrain of the body. So instead of fighting just a tumor, as an herbalist and as a holistic practitioner, we aim to transform the internal environment completely so that there's no longer any favorable possibility of cancer growth. So then when you think about it from that lens, we say, well, then how can we take this foreign matter and how can we handle it? And so when you're thinking about how to handle something like ovarian cancer or some form of illness in the body, the first place as an herbalist that we go to is your food and your herbs. Okay, so herbs and food are then foundational in restoring the balance and strengthening the body. So in Eastern medicine, food is your first line of defense as medicine. So a diet that's rich in whole, plant-based, anti-inflammatory foods, especially green leafy vegetables, cruciferous vegetables, mushrooms, and berries. They help to nourish the blood, move the stagnation energy in the body, and support detoxification, which is extremely important. I happen to believe very highly in intracellular healing, which basically means we're going to heal you on the cellular level. If we heal the cell, we heal the tissue. We heal the tissues, we heal the organs. We heal the organs, we heal the body. Everything starts at the root for us in herbal medicine or in Eastern medicine. So we look for root healing or root support and not symptom treating, which is what we often see in Western medicine. We just give you a pill to handle a condition, but you still have the condition, but the pill is there for life. In herbal medicine, not so. We look for the root cause, we work at the root level and look for the body to express itself in a new way, which then results to what we term as healing. Okay, so your herbs are chosen to do three things: to move stagnation, to clear heat, which is what we also call toxins, dampness, okay? And then to rebuild and strengthen the immune system. Your food is also chosen for the same purpose. So food is medicine. So those are type of the modalities we go through. We also look at your lifestyle integration. So you have your food, you have herbal treatment, but we also deal with how can we get the body to be in harmony with how we feel on an emotional level. So all of it comes into play. The biggest thing to understand when you're dealing with an herbalist is that we understand that every herb is not right for everybody and also every physical body. So constitution matters, and making sure that you're working with someone who can prescribe directly for you and your body and how it needs to express itself is super important.
So when you first of all, the chi, how do you spell that? I'm not even gonna be sure.
I.
Say it again.
QI.
You see, I was way somewhere else. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can judge me. I don't think no question is a dumb question. So
No question is a dumb question.
yeah, because this is my first introduction to the whole herbalist. And I love how you said that the all herbs, like, it's not a standard, it's like not a cookie cutter. That's the word I'm gonna choose. It depends on the body. So now that you gave us that, can you now be able to share with us kind of how you then would advise, or when someone has been diagnosed, can we go lead? And everybody pause on this. If you have a question or anything, put it in the chat. I'm paying attention to the chat, and I'll ask her. So if anything comes up, feel free to put your question in the chat, and I'll definitely bring them up. And I have my chat thing open to pay attention as well. So I just wanted to put that commercial in real quickly. So yes. So because the way you describe it, and I think about I think the one person that I know that really did a holistic was when Katrina was working with her mom. I know she would make comments on it, and I think they were working with you during that time. So when I think the more knowledge we have, and I'll say this to you guys, we're here providing you information. It's still up to you to do research. It's still up to you to not to figure out that, and it may be doing that. And I'm going to advise everybody to have a conversation with Idra, because Lord, I was like, oh my gosh. So, but at the same time, she gave me a lot of stuff to think about. She asked me specific questions for myself. So whether you use her, and especially if she's identifying anything that is of concern, don't stop here. Let this be something that triggers something for you, to then you learn more, whether you use it for her. Because I will bring different people on here with different perspectives. And it's not for me to decide which one you should take. It's for you to take the information and figure out what's best for you and your lifestyle and your current situation. So that's another disclaimer I wanted to put out there. So tell us, now that you have shared with us kind of the languaging of it, your perspective. Now, how do you then tie that into now that we've gotten the diagnosis, right?
Now that we've gotten a diagnosis. What I will say to you is knowledge is power. And you have to know yourself. Knowing yourself and knowing, feeling empowered that there are multiple lenses in which you can receive support. Now, I am not the herbalist that is opposed to traditional medicine. What do I mean by that? I believe that we need all of us. We need our traditional medicine doctors. We need our Western medicine. We need our Eastern medicine, and we need to fuse. Now, a lot of Western medicine doctors don't like to see me coming, okay? Because I do cut their paycheck. Okay, let me just shoot it straight. A lot of their patients don't stay with them very long, with the type of treatments that they receive in Western medicine settings. We get a lot of patients off of traditional medicine. In saying that, I don't pull people off medicine either. I allow the body to do what it needs to do. So I believe in working around whatever you're doing with your traditional doctor to support your body in wellness and allow your doctor to pull you back. Okay. So I just want to kind of share that. So when you are someone that you love has received a diagnosis, first you have to understand what you desire to do or what that person desires to do. Case in point, my mother is currently undergoing treatment for another form of cancer, breast cancer, as we speak. And it has been a journey. It's been a journey for her, but she is enduring well. And I give support from my lens, but what she chooses to do with that knowledge is her decision, all her own. And what I love is that we all individually have our own road to walk. So if you choose to embrace Eastern medicine, you choose to embrace herbal medicine, it's getting together with a herbalist who has specialization in those areas. We all have different specializations. I happen to be one that has a special and is developing 5 different areas of specialization, one being women's reproductive health, another being cancer. So here I am talking to you, fusing the two. And so those are the areas that I'll be working very heavily in as I finish my doctoral program. And so, what you do is if you're thinking from an herbalist lens or a alternative medicine lens, it's a combination of food and herbal nutrition and wellness practices. So making sure that you're centered, staying in a healthy place and a healthy mindset. Statistically, we find that people who have chronic illnesses or chronic diagnoses, their mindset drives their wellness and their healing process. And what I, as someone who is a child of someone who is going through what most would consider quite strenuous, my mother's mindset is a large part of her healing. She desires to live. And so she's living well. Doesn't mean it's not difficult. Doesn't mean that a cancer patient doesn't have difficulties. Doesn't mean that it's not painful. And doesn't mean it's not hard. But your mindset will drive your healing. And so, being in a space where you have the proper mindset, surrounding yourself in loving environments, creativity, honestly, is one of the best things you can do for yourself. Staying in creative spaces, picking up an instrument, listening to music, listening to Hertz music, healing tunes. These are all whole wellness modalities. Breathing, doing breathing exercises, meditation, embracing, as I said earlier, whole plant-based nutrition as your modality for healing. And in a lot of literature, usually in the back of the traditional medicine doctor's books, you'll find nutrition. It's a part of the healing process. It's not in the front, okay? It's not in the front because food is medicine. And so if we put food as medicine in the forefront, some of your treatment will probably go a lot faster. Okay. That's kind of crazy to say, but it's the honest truth. But food is your medicine. So taking on anti-inflammatory foods, embracing berries, embracing leafy greens, those type of things really help to drive the healing of the cells. Y'all, we fire new cells every single day. What you need to know is how do you handle the new cells you get? We fire new neurological pathways, new nerves every day. What do we do with them, with these new pathways? And so that's what I get to teach you is how to handle these new pathways. We would be here for hours if I talked to you about every single herb that you can take. Okay. But know that there is answers. There are answers. And so it is connecting with someone who can support you, even if you choose traditional medicine as your route to support your healing practices. Connect with a herbalist that helps you be able to thrive in that process. I have a client right now who has ovarian cancer, and I was hoping she'd be able to get on here. But that I'm working really tightly with, and she's doing extremely well. And she is going through traditional medicine, but I'm supporting her on the other side with Eastern medicine, and she's thriving. And she can notice the difference when she stopped taking the medicine that her doctor asked her to come off the herbs. When she stopped, her body declined. We got her back on, and within 2 to 3 weeks, her body improved drastically. So it's there to support you if you choose traditional medicine. And if you're choosing holistic medicine as your front line of defense, it can help guide you as well. But you have to know your personal preference and get the support you need in those areas.
Awesome.
Does that answer your question, Denise?
Yes. So in summary, I would say it's, one, we know that there are different ways to treat ovarian cancer. So when that is taking place, then having someone on the herbalist side to walk along with that. And I would, from understanding and maybe their, I'm say a food plan, but knowing what the right things to eat, the things to stay away from, and something that's going to give you more natural energy, or to be able to deal with the side effects and stuff like that. So I love the fact that you don't make the decision to take people off. I've seen people get they felt like they did something, better, and made a decision on their own to come off medicine. And this was not cancer, but it was something else, and it was good for a while and then it crashed. So,
well, you have to know how to support someone in that process. I don't recommend anybody do that on their own. You need a medical professional, someone who's crafted in this work to guide you through that. And I have clients who, because of their insurance lapsing, because they weren't able to work, because they were so sick, they had no choice but to do a fully holistic plan. And we had excellent results. And that was as recent as a client. I think I told you about this client who had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And 3 months after working with her, it was gone. Okay. But she didn't have a choice other than to do herbal medicine, to go that route, because she lost her insurance because she was so sick from the chemo that she was on previously. So you have to know what your options are. And so, no, I don't take people off. And if someone chooses to take themselves off, that's not my business. It's your choice. But I don't recommend it, but I also am skilled to work with somebody in either environment. So it's just making sure that you have the right support. The biggest thing is this: when you're looking at cancer, there are things that feed cancer. Okay, sugar feeds cancer, bread feeds cancer, pasta feeds cancer. All of that feeds cancerous cells. I don't care what cancer you're looking at, it all feeds cancerous cells. So if you starve the cancer, that's a thing. Okay. So know that there is support that you can do for yourself in your wellness process if you choose.
did you say pasta?
Pasta turns into sugar, my friend. And I love pasta.
You already
It just doesn't love me back. Okay.
You talked about my rice. You talked about my doggone broccoli. You
Yeah, I
talked about
talked
my
about your rice. I
chicken.
did. I did. I
Lord.
did.
And sometimes, yeah, we just don't know, right? We just don't know.
Yeah.
And sometimes we, not the pasta. Yeah, I know. Um, but and it's funny because I say this. I tell people the reason why I work out. One of my goals is not to be on medicine. I think I told you that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm trying to do at least what I can to put myself in the best
She's at
position.
my Starbucks. Your
If we
Starbucks.
come on, like, do we want her to tell us the stuff?
Y'all don't want me to tell you for real. You really don't. Okay.
But at least, okay. So you gave those three, was great. What would be what if you're mind sharing
Sure.
because I think anti-inflammatories is a big piece. So what would the things that we probably are thinking we're doing good with, what may be causing the inflammation, but we think we're doing, we're eating well, we're doing something. What would be the most common things that people don't know is hurting them?
Wheat bread.
First,
Wheat
she took bread.
bread.
Now she's saying wheat bread. Lord,
Yeah,
tell the
wheat
truth.
bread, wheat pasta. I mean, we think we're doing a great job because it's wheat. Okay. Read the labels, friends. Read the labels. Let me say this. I'm a Southern girl. Okay. I'm a Southern girl with a family that can cook. Okay. My sister is on here. Two of my cousins are on here. We are some cooking folk. Okay. We can cook. And my grandmother is one of the most amazing bakers in the world. And so is my mother. And my mom was a caterer, cook, right? Broccoli is a cruciferous vegetable. Um, it's a derivative of kale. Notice I said derivative of. So if you're looking for alkaline to be the most alkaline in nature in your food, it may not be your primary one to have. Um, it doesn't have as much nutrients as eating kale itself. So it's not a huge problem, but if you notice, if you have gastrointestinal issues, you eat broccoli, you might feel a little gassy, or you eat broccoli and you are gassy. Okay. It's doing a number. Okay. So it's again, I had broccoli today. All right. It's just not what I don't eat all the time.
Right.
Okay. If you do eat it, you never eat it raw. You always, it is a vegetable. I know I'm trying to help the people. Okay. It is one that you want to at least get a little steam. Okay. You don't
No.
want to eat it raw. It's not, doesn't process as well. So you do want to steam it a little bit. Hmm. Blanch it, just blanch it a little bit. If you like it raw, you like that crisp, like I like a crisp bite in my broccoli, just blanch it. And when it turns really vibrant green, then you know it, you can pull it. So yeah.
Yeah, I had it in my in my salad jar. I know you was just talking about me when you saw my salad jar.
I didn't see it. I didn't
Yeah,
see
yes, you
it.
did because you said I think it's time for us to have a conversation.
Oh, that jar. Okay, yeah, I did see that. I did. I wasn't paying attention to what was in it. I just saw
Okay.
the salad. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, do me bad. So now we know why, Miss Diana, why it does you bad because yeah, and those are the signals, right?
Yeah.
The signals when we'll still eat stuff knowing, and then our solution is, well, let me just go take something. But those are the signals that when you said that, I was like, you are so right. So
Mm-hmm.
instead of us trying to avoid the signal by not doing it, we just
Mm-hmm.
try to treat the signal. We like, okay,
Yeah.
well, let me just take a Tums, or let me just take this um, instead of doing what's right. So
Right.
what are some of the myths about what's that? Do you know what that is? I don't know what that is.
Omeprazole. She's telling her medicines that she's on.
Oh,
What she takes when she needs to. It's a stomach med. Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, exactly, Deidre. Exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha. So we just do that and fix it. We're gonna do better,
Uh-huh.
y'all. We're gonna do better after this call. We're gonna do better. What are some of the myths about um um working with the herbalist that you wanted to spell so people will be open to the information to educate themselves so we can do better?
Mm-hmm. Um, you know, I hear interesting things. I think y'all just mixed a bunch of random stuff together. No, we don't. Okay. Let me tell you something. Herbs are just as powerful as the meds you take. And so there's certain, you cannot take everything because a lot of times we think we hear something on TikTok, we see something on YouTube, they share what you can take with these conditions, and you go, I can take that. And then you go somewhere, find it, order it on Amazon, or some Etsy, and then we take it and then we wonder what's happening with the bodies. Okay, so if you're already on a medicine, for instance, if you're on high blood pressure and then you go get ginkgo biloba and you take it, it could cause your blood pressure to plummet if you don't know how much you take, because the ginkgo biloba will do the same thing as your high blood medicine, same thing as a statin. And it's because that statin, the root of the statin is actually the ginkgo biloba, that they've taken the chemical compounds of the herb and mixed it with chemicals that your body can't fully process, mixed it with chemicals and made a medicine for you. So if I go and give you the pure form, the herb, and you're on a medicine and I give you the wrong amount, it can plummet your blood pressure. So a lot of times we think we can just take anything. Well,
Mm.
I saw it on YouTube, so I just went and made it myself. Really? What are you taking? Okay. So you got to be careful because we don't realize the power of herbs. They're some of the most powerful You know, I can swing somebody's mood very quick with herbs. Okay. So you've got to be very careful. You have mood regulating, you've got uppers, you've got downers, everything in between. And so you've got to be careful with what you're taking, because sometimes we don't realize that a teaspoon of an herb could be too much with with certain medicines that you're on. So that's some of the myths. Some of the other myths is that well, I have to take this for 6 months to get results. Actually, you'll probably feel something in a couple days. Okay, because it's going directly into your bloodstream, and so you'll start to feel the effects of what you're taking. So I think those are some of the things that I hear the most. I can do it myself, and there's no understanding of how it will relate to your medicine. So definitely work with someone who is skilled in this work that can work around your medicine, and make sure that it's formulated for you. Um, so yeah.
Any does anybody have any questions? I didn't see anything. I'm gonna try to go back up. I didn't see any specific ones.
I did see somebody ask something about the school that I attend.
Oh, that was right at the beginning, I think.
I saw that, yeah. Um, is it an in-person program? Yes. So the school that I attend is actually not an herbalist program that I'm in. It's actually, I'm pretty much will be the equivalent of your medical doctor. I will have licensure to work in a hospital setting if I choose, which I will not be choosing, but I could. And so I will be taking some of the same classes that your doctors take, but I'll take them, I'll have to take Western medicine courses as well as Eastern medicine courses. So I'm doing both. Um, so yes, it is an in-person program. I think that was Deidre that asked that question.
Yes. Someone said, what would lower your cholesterol?
What'd you say?
What would lower your cholesterol? That was a question.
Sure. There's a couple different medicines that would lower your different herbs that will lower your cholesterol. One, I would need to know what you're on. Two, we would have to change your diet. If you're not on cholesterol medicine, then it would be putting you on an herbal supplement that would help to support lowering your cholesterol, but it also is very much so diet related. Also lowering your stress. You're not on anything?
That's true. That's what Mary.
Okay. Yeah. So if you know your cholesterol is high, I would say the first defense is changing your diet. And then um, also um, getting on an herbal supplement.
Chantel asked, are there certain foods that should be avoided for chronic migraines?
Yeah, chocolate. Chocolate will drive a headache really fast, from cocoa powder. So if you're having chocolate, you want to have a chocolate that is cacao based. Tasha says, yes, chocolate, Lord. So you want to go with the chocolate that is based out of the cacao plant, CACAO, which is hard to find a chocolate made out of cacao, but you can get cacao powder. So if you like chocolate, I would say shifting that. Sometimes it depends on the person. Sometimes fatty foods will drive a headache. Sometimes red meat for some people will drive a headache. Um, so it just depends on your body and what you are, um, what your triggers are. Everybody's different, but one that I find that almost everybody has issues with is chocolate.
Did you say a hybrid medical program? Question mark. She asked.
Are you saying online classes and in person, or? So yes, we have lectures, and lectures can be online. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Last thing. Holistic traditional medicine. Okay, she's saying.
Oh, gotcha. Yes.
Eat a gluten-free diet.
Holistic and traditional medicine, yes.
Oh, that's the Chantel. Mary asked Chantel, have you tried to eat a gluten-free diet to curb your migraines?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And anytime you're having pressure, inflammation is a major driver. So anything that's inflammatory is going to cause pressure in the body, and so it really helps to reduce the pressure with going with an anti-inflammatory diet, and that will always help. Do you offer programs to get started? Yes. If you're speaking to me, yes. We do have several different programs that I do with clients. It just depends on what you're looking to do. We have detox programs, which is probably one of my most requested from a lot of my clients, going through detox phases. We have treatment programs. Anyone that's on this call, I am offering a free consultation. My consultations are normally $175. But the consultation, if you're on this call, you have my information because Denise just posted it. And so you can get a full health consultation. It takes about an hour and a half to go through that consultation with me. And you can schedule a consultation to talk with me specifically about your health concerns. Yes, we have weight loss programs as well. And they work amazingly well. But in order to get to the weight loss, you need to get rid of the waste. So we have waste buildup in the body. And so it's a treatment program. I don't look at just the gut health, I look at the whole body. And so a lot of times when you're working with your health protocol, we think, okay, I have issues with my gut, so I'm just going to go after my stomach. Well, to understand the stomach, you have to handle the liver, the kidney, the spleen, the gallbladder. It's all connected. And so we've got a filtration issue. And so we want to work on the full filtration of the body. And so we've got to get rid of that stagnation. So we do full body work. And so it's not that hard if you're willing to go through the process with me. It actually is a lot of fun because you learn a lot about yourself and you learn the foods that your body actually does not like. You find them very quickly, so that when you're not on a protocol with me, you know what to do next and you have me for life. And so I am not the holistic practitioner that prescribes and goes away. I walk with you every step of the way. To guide you, because I know a lot of times it's a lonely road to handle your health concerns. And so we become really good friends and we become family, and I get to walk this process with you. So it's a lot of help. I think I see a couple of my clients on actually, so that's fun to have some clients that are actually on today. Yes. We have Megan and Luana, a couple of my clients that are on. So hey, y'all. So it's awesome to be able to walk this journey with you and to support your healing process. And so the easiest way to find me is via text, and then on Facebook will be secondary, or actually email, and then Facebook, social media would probably be the last place, because I get a lot of messages there. And so I have to kind of filter through everybody to get to you. So just send me a text message, let me know that you were on this session, and then I'll get to you the quickest that way. Secondary would be my email. And I'll work together with you just to kind of talk through what's going on with you individually and how we can best support you, whether it's through information and education or it is through treatment practices.
So, so when they set up I don't know if you said it or not. So I know you said it's $175 for your consultation.
Traditionally, it is.
So if they contact you, then it is how much?
If you contact me and say I was on Denise's call, what do we call this call? Beyond the diagnosis, right? If you were on this call, just say I was on this call and your consultation is free.
Okay.
$0.
So I wasn't sure if it was if I heard the word free. So let me stop the share. Let me stop the share. So let me tell y'all how significant that. I think we were on for 2 hours. She asked me so many questions, and I was like, I didn't think about that. But it was very good questions to where I could tell she specifically was trying to find out what my specific need was. And things that I hadn't even thought was important. She then explains to me why that question was important. So for a consultation that's for a 2 hour, somebody that's willing to talk to you for over an hour about your specific needs, if everybody on this call don't contact her, shame on you. Like, is your health important enough for you to know? We don't know where it goes from there, but the fact that she is willing to talk to you through that information, shame on you. Make yourself a priority in that process, because we cannot, you guys, be good for anybody if we're not even good for ourselves. Because what I know for sure is people are leaving us like it's crazy. Mm-hmm. Like our friend, American director, like she was on posting one day and then she was gone the next day. Like there's no indication that she was not well. I'm not sure what happened to her, but what can we do to contribute to our own health? And having this conversation is a part of it. I was going to ask Lawana and if they wouldn't mind, just tell us what have you enjoyed the most about working with Idra? Because, it's one thing for somebody to talk about themselves and what they can do, but if you guys are willing to share real quickly, we'll be off in a minute, you guys. But
absolutely.
On this. Where you at? Wait a minute. Who's that? Where you at?
Hi, lady. I'm right here.
Sounds
Can you
like
see me?
Megan's
Megan. Yes.
Where you at, Megan? Wait a minute. Give me a minute, girl. Give me a minute.
Oh, girl. I don't know. All right.
So what have you enjoyed the most about working with Idra?
Well, I've been working with Idra for several years, and I can say that I have enjoyed literally the whole experience. She's not just my friend, she's my herbalist, she's my director. She has a lot of influence in my life, and she knows all of the things I've been through. She knows where to take me if my blood pressure is high. She knows where to take me if my stomach is upset. She knows where to take me if I need to lose weight. Like, her knowledge is incredible. And even the very first time I did her program, that was before she even got it down to the science like she has it now. Like, I felt amazing. I looked amazing. My diet was amazing. We did recipes together. Like, the whole experience is absolutely incredible.
Wonderful.
And I know that I can trust her. I have trust issues, so you can't trust everybody, but I know I can trust her.
Got trust issues.
Girl, you know I do.
Gotcha.
Thank you, Megan. That was so
course.
Sweet. Thank you. Y'all, I didn't pay her to say that. I didn't.
No, she didn't
pay her to say that.
And they didn't know I was going to even ask her to say anything. So, but I think it's good to be able to hear what the impact people have. Idra, did you say it was your telephone number or your email was the best way for them to contact you?
Phone first, telephone first, and email second. Mm-hmm.
So I'm putting them both in the chat, you guys, as well. Is that information correct, Idra? Can you see it?
Let me see. Yes.
Okay, great. They told me. LaWanda, did you want to share anything in addition to that? I'm not sure if she's in.
I'm here. I would like to say that Idra is the best. She will take you there, make you think of all the things that you never even had the inkling to think about yourself. You know, she will get to the nitty-gritty of the situation. My sister is one of her clients, and she's the one who had the cancer, and in 3 months it was gone. You know, so I trust what she tells me about myself. I trust the formulas that she provides for me. I am on about 4 or 5 medications, and Idra's program helps me a lot. I feel better. I'm more vibrant. You know, sometimes when you look at yourself in the mirror and you're looking at your eyes and your eyes just don't seem clear to you. My eyes cleared up to me. You know, I just saw the differences once I started, and started with the detox, and then we went on to other things. So I'm loving the programs that I have went through, and I'm still going through with Idra. So I know that she wouldn't steer me wrong.
Awesome. Awesome. And I'm looking forward to doing the detox. Because some guys, we have stuff in our bodies. And I love when she said the eye thing. Like, I can connect when she said that. You know, you think somebody getting vibrant. And so I'm excited about that. So I put the information in the chat so that in case you guys didn't get it. Any last things that you want to share, Idra, before we
can I just say one more thing? I'm sorry. I'm gonna get off.
Uh-huh.
It's Megan again. One thing that I love about her is she is always led by God. So she doesn't ever do anything that he hasn't led her to do. She is very, very in tune. So she lets her knowledge lead, but she lets the Holy Spirit lead her too. So if that is something that is important to you, then you got the right girl.
Awesome.
Thank you, Megan.
Idra, was there anything last that you want to share?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you again, Denise, for inviting me to this conversation. I feel like we're family. And so to have an opportunity to connect with you and your community means the world to me. I know that if I can have an opportunity to be in a sacred space, I consider women having conversations with women sacred. Because if we can have information, if a woman has information, generations has information. And so my goal for this conversation was really for you to just feel more informed, informed about your health, informed that there are options, whether it's a cancer diagnosis, high blood pressure, diabetes, chronic pain, inflammation, regardless of your disorder or dis-ease in the body, information is everything. And so I pray that you feel empowered, that there are answers that could be there for you and for your family. And I hope this conversation has unlocked something for you. Just remember that your body wants to heal. It's created by God to heal. It's the reason why we have a new opportunity every morning. Every morning is a new day. And it's a new day because as we rest, our body restores. And so if the body restores, even unto death, it restores one more time because it wants to heal. And so if your body restores, we have another opportunity to go again, try again. So if you haven't been kind to your body, you can choose today to be kind to your body from this day forward. I pray that this conversation nudges your heart and reminds you that everything that we power ourselves with, we can choose fuel as food. Let food be your medicine. Let herbs support the healing process. And allow yourself to love yourself deeper than you've ever loved yourself before. And really empower yourself. I love that affirmation we started with, Denise. So can you please share that with me, because I need it.
Yes.
So affirm yourself, my sisters. Feel empowered. I hope you're empowered. I hope you feel equipped. And even if the equipping was just for you to know that there is more answers after a diagnosis, regardless of your diagnosis. So thank you again, Denise, for inviting me to this space. I cannot wait to speak with those of you who desire to just feel well. Even if you have a clean bill of health, I am here to tell you it feels good to take no medicine. That's my story. No medicine am I on, but I get to fuel myself with food and nutrition every single day. And so it's a process. Walk the journey. Be kind to yourself. Know that every day is not perfect, but you can be striving. So let's just keep striving for wellness, and blessings to all of you.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so very much for sharing your expertise as well as your testimony. I thank you. I'm so blessed. God has just been, you guys, blessing me with some amazing women that allow me to empower other people. So you empower me to be able to empower others. So as the screen says, you guys, empowered women empower. So what does that mean? We are our sister's keeper. We do want to share. I'll put the recording up in the next couple of days. Share the information so that somebody else can be healed as well. So we're not getting this to hold on to all the information ourselves. It's for us to be empowered so we can empower others as well. So you have been on here today for that purpose. So please reach out to her, because as much as good health as we think we are in, we can definitely cleanse our body and make sure that we have gotten rid of any waste, like she mentioned as well. So you guys have a great rest of the night. I pray that not only have you heard something good, but that you then will take action with what you have heard. Because when you don't take action, that becomes entertainment, and we were not here to entertain you. So have a great rest of the night, and look forward to additional information. But when I get the link information, our YouTube web channel is Empowered by DS. Go figure. But I'll send out the information as well. So thanks for getting on. You guys have a great rest of the night. Thanks again, Idra.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you, Denise. Good night, everybody.
Good night.